So she used to speak to me now and then. So I told her, what is the situation now? I still have some grief, Swamiji. Whenever I get grief, I remember you, and your feet, cooling feet, come to my heart and the mind. So when I see some children of my son's age, they have either received a call for an interview or they are appearing for an examination, I feel a little trouble. I said, Indira, why are you troubled? Why don't you call those boys? You see, whenever I see you, I am reminded of my son. My son is gone in any way. So I have a kind of a parental feeling towards you. Please come home, have a cup of tea, 1 or 2 biscuits, and then go. Why don't you invite them? What is the harm? Your son bodily is not available, but you have the son's memory. And the memory gets focused on these children of the same age. Naturally, you can tell them, what is the trouble? Swamiji, I should say, but I am not able to say. When will you say? It will take at least 1 year. After all, you are the biological and psychological mother, so it will take time. You know, my dear viewers, this woman, in about 8 months, completely outlived the whole impact. And whenever I talk to her, she is always full of smiles and laughter. There are other instances also. And she was telling me, now Swamiji, I am only interested in listening to talks of this kind, expositions of this kind. Not only that, I feel like sharing my knowledge with the others. Otherwise, she is not a very educated, top educated woman. No, ordinary, maybe she must be a matriculate or school final or so. Now, why I am saying this? This is the truth of the human mind. Understand that shloka has the power of removing shoka. Shoka means grief, and shloka is what redresses grief. So in this Paramahamsya Samhita, he says in the Sreemad Bhaagavatam, Paramahamsya mekamamalam jnanam param giyade. The transcendental knowledge is sung repeatedly in this text. And what are the subjects discussed? Listen to. Tatra jnana viraga bhakti sahidam naishkarmya mahavishkrutam. In the Srimad Bhagavata, there is a clear goal. What is that goal? Jnana viraga bhakti sahidam naishkarmya mahavishkrutam. The first word Vyasadeva and Srimad Bhagavata put here is jnana, not bhakti. Jnana viraga bhakti sahidam. The real spiritual wisdom, the non-dual wisdom, knowledge. Viraga means dispassion. What is dispassion? When you understand that the whole world, including your body, is perishable. Perishable. They are perishing every moment. Do you have the same body which you had yesterday or the day before yesterday? No. Many cells have been used, destroyed, and new cells are getting made. The shape of the body may remain, that also does not remain. But the content of the body certainly substantially changes. What about the mind? It is not at all constant. Intelligence also not constant. The entire world also is like that. When you start reflecting upon the perishable nature of the world and our own life and interactions, automatically a re-evaluation will take place in you. That is called dispassion. Dispassion is not a post-death development. It's not a bereavemental consequence. When you have some bereavement, you have an impact in you. That is not called dispassion. Dispassion is something to be cultured, to be developed, to be cultivated by understanding the ephemeral nature of the world and everything in it. All the members in your family, they have perishable bodies. All the property that you have is also perishable. When you understand everything is perishable, what is this? I am not interested in perishable things. I am myself perishable. All the things which I want to accumulate also are perishable. So perishability is multiplied and enhanced. What is this? What is the imperishable? There is an imperishable substratum, and you develop a fondness for it. In the same way, you develop fondness for the perishable. What should be the extent of fondness that you have for the imperishable? Amazingly great. Tatra jnana viraga bhakti sahidam, and a fondness for the Lord. A fondness. You must have a fondness for Him, a love, a kind of an anuraga. That is what is required. All the three, along with all of them, naishkarmyam avishkritam. You know, this is Sreemad Bhagavatam, a scholarly text. Understand? Naishkarmya, what does it mean? A state where you reach, you have so much of contentment, inner abundance and affluence, fullness, that you feel, I have nothing more to gain in this world, nor do I have to give to the world. It is a state of absolute fulfillment, by virtue of which you don't crave for anything and you don't have an impetus for doing something in particular. You will live, no doubt, but just like the spring season, just like the moon, just like the sun, all of them are naturally conforming to their own trajectory, their own sequences. Similarly, as a human body, in whom we have the power of articulation, the power of thought, the power of understanding. Expressing all these powers properly, we will live in full harmony. We will speak, we will think, we will act. But not with an idea to gain something or even to give something. So many rivers are flowing into the ocean. The ocean receives all of them, assimilates all of them. The ocean doesn't get flooded. It doesn't have a special craving to receive them. And it does not have a resistance to their inflow. Like the oceans, you will also be harmonious. You will always be living with a sense of abundance and fullness. From such a person, from such a mind, what will be the type of activity and interaction that will proceed? Can you imagine? With a broken mind, with a diffident mind, with a mustard mind, to live with such a mind is better, or to live with an oceanal mind or a spatial mind, an abundant mind. Why are we feeling so poor and weak? For what reason? Poverty is a feeling that you have. In the same place where you have the feeling of poverty, you must have the feeling of enrichment. Enrichment you must have. The mind gives rise to bad thoughts as well as good thoughts. Have a mind where you will have only good, noble and elevating thoughts. Never be a beggar. Never be a poor man. Cast aside this mental and inner poverty. Develop inner affluence, resourcefulness. And this is certainly possible for a human. And as a human, you should do this and this alone. Tatra jnana viraga bhakti sahitam naishkarmyam avishkritam tat srinvan vipathan vicharana paro bhaktya vimuchyen naraha. Tat srinvan. This kind of a treatise that Sreemad Bhagavatam is, first of all, you listen to it. You may not read it all by yourself. First of all, you must have an exposure from an exponent. The better the exponent, the greater the exponent, the more effective the exposition will be. So first of all, get an entry into an exposition. Listen to it. Vipathan, then have a copy and start reading it yourself. Can you stop there? No. Vicharana paro. Mark this word. Vicharana paro. Remember, ruminate, reflect upon and introspect over at least some of the special statements, pronouncements and episodes. One or two episodes I shall tell you during the narration before long. Tat srinvan vipathan vicharana paro bhaktya vimuchyen naraha. If you do this much, you will find devotion as a great undercurrent. No, as a great overflowing current. Vimuchyen naraha. Any human will be liberated. What is that liberation? Redemption, freedom from the shackles of the mind and the distortions of the intelligence. That inner freedom, resulting in ecstasy, exhilaration, abundance, fullness and affluence. This is what can be had. Sreemad Bhaagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsya Megam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate Tatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahidam Naishkarmya Mahavishkritam Tachrinvan Vipathan Vicharana Paro Bhaktya Vimuchyen Naraha Tachrinvan Vipathan Vicharana Paro Bhaktya Vimuchyen Naraha. In the National Summit, we discussed 8 specific branches of the national life of our country. Noted thinkers and leaders were called, and we had a very good discussion. And all the discussions was recorded. There used to be sub-committees after every initial deliberation. They discussed the subject, brought about the reforms and corrections necessary. Ultimately, a full presentation was made to the Prime Minister by our team. Dr. Sridharan, the Managing Director of Delhi Metro Corporation, is the President. We have a very good advisory board in which Ratan Tata is there. Ex-Chief Justice of India, Mr. Venkatachalaya is there. And ex-Chief Election Commissioner, Mr. K.S. Krishnamurthy. Chief Vigilance Officer, Mr. Mittal. All India Women's Commission Chairperson, Srimati Vibha Parthasarathi, and others also are there. And we send papers of the whole procedures to all the different departments, ministers, the Comptroller and Auditor General, the Election Commissioner, the President of India, the Speaker of India, the Vice President, all of them, leader of the opposition. And the Prime Minister called our representatives and they had a very successful meeting. Later on, they have met the Law Minister also. And they also had an interview with the Home Department Secretary. So the matter is in a way very vibrant, and we want to bring about changes and improvements in a seminal manner. It's not a mass movement. You can say it is a thinker movement, it's an intellectual movement. Why am I mentioning this? Because I want to remind everybody that we are a value-oriented nation. Even now we have these values. Unfortunately, these values are discussed in our Ramayana, Mahabharata and scriptural compositions. Ramayana is not a religious writing, it is a biography, you should understand, on the prince and king Rama. Shall I repeat it 1,00,000 times so that all of you will know? It was written by Valmiki Maharshi, the first poet of the land. And it is a description, it is a biography on Sri Rama the prince and Sri Rama the king. What do you think of it? As prince and king, he was the one person who was concerned with the administration and leading the administration of Ayodhya. Then so far as Mahabharatam is concerned, it is an autobiography written by sage Vyasadeva. There also it is the decline and fall of the Kuru Empire. That is the subject. You cannot call them religious scriptures at all. You can call them dharmic scriptures. Why? Because throughout the narrations, they are trying to tell you what should be the fundamental principles governing human conduct in an individual domain, in a family domain, in a social domain, in a national and global domain. What should be the conduct of a man? This is the subject of discussion. So unless these values are properly restored in our country cannot remain viable, cohesive, strong and impenetrable. It is not possible. The eternal values, as I said, will not change at all. Contemporary values, of course, are subject to change and they should be changed. See, more than 60 years have passed in our country after independence. But are the citizens aware of the fact they are citizens of the country with some fundamental rights and also fundamental duties? When are we going to inform every child that he is a citizen of the country, she is a citizen of the country? Whenever in the United States somebody gets citizenship, that citizenship is inaugurated by, or it is marked by, handing over a book to the citizen. He is supposed to read it well and understand what are his rights. What is your right in front of the police? What is your right in front of your own elected representative? What is your duty in front of the Chief Minister, the Prime Minister and the President of India? Are we not citizens? Are we not the people who have elected the President? The President is elected by an electoral college. The electoral college is elected by representatives of the people who are themselves elected by the people. So ultimately the President is our nominee. We have elected him. So we can stand in front of the President and say whatever is the need of the citizen or the citizens of the country. Unless our citizens come to know about a value structure that should govern the country, govern the behavior of the individual, members of the home, members of the society, in work spot, in public places and the rest, what do you think? How can democracy be strong? Democracy is a rule by the people, of the people, for the people. So people are the foundation, the fulcrum at every point of time. So whenever I speak of Sreemad Bhagavata, you should lend your ears. I think you should borrow ears from the others and listen to me. Because it is a discussion of values and values alone, bearing upon the human mind. Now Sreemad Bhagavatam, in its own manner, goes on describing. You know, it's a mighty, profound scripture, a profound composition. And then it has got a majestic, magnificent beginning. I am reciting the first verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, which will tell you what is the magnitude and the profundity of the scripture. Today or tomorrow, your mind will have to think in this manner. It's not enough if you think, I am a man, I have to eat, I have to dress, I have to look after my family members, I must get an employment to get some revenue so that I can fulfill my needs. No, no, no. You have a mind, you have an intelligence, you have a heart. All these make you something more than an animal. Our needs are far more than physical. There are psychological needs, intellectual needs, ego needs, spiritual needs. Compared to them, physical needs are the minimal, only a small segment of the total needs of human life. So see how it begins. Janmadyasya yatonvayaditaradah chartheshvabhijnaswarat tene brahmahrida yadikavaye muhyanti yat surayah tejo varimridam yatha vinimayo yatra sargo mrisha dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam satyam param dhimahi. Dhamna svena sada nirastakuhakam satyam param dhimahi. Did you follow the last line? Satyam param dhimahi. This is what it says. We are contemplating upon the supreme truth, it says. Now, what is the purpose of Srimad Bhagavatam? It is to make the readers and also listeners close their eyes at least some time of the day and think about the supreme truth governing individual life and universal life, the whole universe. The earth is revolving on its own axis. Keeping a trajectory, it is going around the sun. That is where we are living. And what is the speed of the earth? Tremendous speed it has. We think it is stationary. It is not at all stationary. It is spinning and revolving. Like that, all the planets and heavenly bodies are revolving. Everything is moving. Nothing is stationary. But the universe as a whole is still. It cannot move. How can the universe move further to another place? Think of the blood circulating in your body. Constantly the blood is circulating. To make it circulate, the body does not circulate, it remains there. Similarly, for everything in the universe to be non-stationary, the universe has to be stationary. What is that wonderful principle or substratum which makes all the universal contents vibrant and non-stationary? There is a supreme truth. Similarly, in you, the body is changeful. The body is changeful. The mind also is fleeting, changing. The intelligence also. In spite of all these changes, you have a consistency and a constantness in your personality. That is what we indicate by the term I. So there is a supreme truth, both in yourself as an individual and the universe as a whole. We contemplate upon it. If you contemplate upon minor things of the world, and the intelligence can be so bright, beautiful and strong, when you contemplate upon the most important sublime truth, what should be the strength that you will derive from the contemplation? So my dear souls, you have to understand matters in a fresh light. My dear viewers, understand matters in a new light. Spend some time of the day, close your eyes and contemplate upon the supreme truth. Why? What do I have to do with the supreme truth? We have everything to do. So he explains it. Janmadyasya yataha. When I say the supreme truth, don't think that it is distant from you or disconnected from you. Janma adi asya yataha. The whole universe, of which mother planet is only one, something like a mustard. The whole universe has emerged from the supreme truth. If you are living in a world and the world has an origin, should you not think about it? You are born as a son or a daughter to your parents. Throughout your life, should you not think about your parentage and parents? Your parents have their parents had their parents. Ultimately, the first parents, from where they came, either from the earth or from water. Where from earth and water came? So ultimately, there is a source of origin, there is a source. And that source is what I refer to you as supreme truth. So is it connected to you? As air is connected, earth is connected, water is connected. In the same manner, their source is equally connected with you. It is not thinking about something distant or disconnected from you. It is something with which you are constantly concerned and involved. Janma adi asya yataha अन्वयादि तरतः चार्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वरात्. That supreme source is the material as well as the efficient cause. What is meant by material cause and efficient cause? I wonder, my dear viewers, are you interested in listening what I am saying? I am discussing the first verse of Sreemad Bhagavatam which Vedavyasa has presented. Now everything follows this first verse. And in the first verse, he is making you think deeper, loftier, greater, broader, and in a subtler manner. Is it not an ornament and enrichment to your life? What is the value of a man? How thoughtful he is, how creative he is, how dedicated he is, how performantial and achievemental he is. Now all these qualities spring from your mind. So you have to employ your mind and intelligence on this kind of a contemplation. That alone will make your inner personality grow and achieve more. So listen to it very carefully. Janmadyasya yatonvayadi taradaha chartheshvabhijnaswarat. The supreme source is not merely the source, it is also the material of the universe. There are two causes, I said, the material and the efficient causes. What is meant by the material cause? A pot maker makes pots, but he uses the clay for it. The clay is not he, it is different from him. So he uses clay. That is the material cause. But the clay by itself will not become pots. Some intelligent creator will have to be there. So he takes the clay in his hand, molds it into different vessels and shapes. Now that molding, designing, it does not belong to matter, as I mentioned. It has to come from the mind. So there is an efficient cause here. There is a material cause. So far as the world is concerned, God alone is the material. He is the earth, He is the water, He is the air. Everything is He. And He is also the designer of the universe. That also is He. Artheshu abhijnaswarat. Is this God working with some kind of a help or associate? No. He is Swarat. He is supreme and sovereign in His own way. There is nobody to curtail His powers or limits. He has all the potential that is necessary. Artheshu abhijnaha. With nobody else's help, He can accomplish any end, any objective that He wants. Any time in the preservation of the world, suppose some special events will have to be instrumented, God is capable of doing it. He can do it in any manner, anywhere, with lightning speed. The whole universe he has made out of himself. Then what about any additional creations necessary in the matter of preserving this universe? So anything he can become. This one phrase, artheshu abhijnaha swarat. Abhijnaha means, nyaha means a knower. Abhijnaha means a knower of everything in a comprehensive manner. He knows things in a subtle manner, in a miniature manner. He also knows things in a massive manner, macro manner. So his intelligence is not merely mustard-like, it is mountainous, it is ocean-like, it is also spatial. So all the understanding he has in order to achieve whatever is necessary. What is the example that I can give you? I shall speak about it later. Artheshu abhijnaswarat tene brahmahrida yadikavaye muhyandi yatsuraya. This is such a profound verse. It is compact on the one hand, comprehensive on the other. It is profound, sublimating and enlightening. People write page after page in the way of commentary for this verse. So you can understand, Bhoomananda Swamiji will not be able to give you an elaborate commentary during this telecast series. I can only hint at some of these propositions, that's all. I cannot give you an elaborate explanation or commentary on this verse, nor do I propose to do it. I only wanted you to understand how profound and comprehensive the first opening remark itself is of the author, so that you will understand a relevance, a practical linkage to the message. That is my idea.